Happy morning, everybody. It's Joan here. Beautiful morning out. It was like the hottest day yesterday. Whew, it was a real hot one. So stay cool and keep yourself nice and don't get too overheated. Remember to drink lots of water. Take care of yourself because you are an amazing being. What I want to talk to you about today is we get so focused on our relationships, right? And I'm going to talk about romantic relationships for this moment. We get so focused on them, we really think that we have it all, and we wish we really did. Everybody else has this really awesome relationship. Why can't I? Type attitude. And the relationship, there's lots of different views out there. Like, people have to be 50-50, that the relationship has to be 50-50, and that, they have to give as much as you give, and, all these different scenarios. And my belief is a little different. First of all, I think that a relationship, it has to be 100% each. You both have to give as much to the other. You can't have a relationship 50-50 because that means you're not a whole being anyways. You have to be a whole being to get into a relationship. You have to be okay with you, because if you're okay with you, you don't have to change a thing. You do not have to change who you are unless you're wanting to, right? Because you are amazing just the way you are. You are perfectly you. Why should you change to be in a relationship? So that's a little views on my thought process on what a relationship. The second part is that if the relationship isn't working out, and I don't mean like just dump every relationship and move on to the next one, because people fight, right? Well, some people do. And I have, even I have been in relationships that have been that we have argued, right? But if you can come together as two beings and realize you don't have to be right, you can realize that each other can have their own opinions, and you don't have to be right. In fact, it's better to be kind than right. So if you're at a point where you're discussing something back and forth and you're starting to feel yourself getting upset because they're not believing you, or they're not listening to you, or they're not understanding you, or whatever, let it go. Like, who cares? They're allowed to have their own opinion. Just because you're in a relationship with this person doesn't mean that you have to agree with each other. All right? So stop arguing, because it's not really important anyways. The second thing is, don't take your relationship so seriously. It's supposed to be love, right? It's all based around love. So remember that process. That's the biggest one. Love. Love is so more important than anything else. If they're having a bad day, let them have a bad day and walk away. Don't get involved with it. No, you cannot help them. Let them deal with it. The only thing you're going to do when you try to help them is this. A, accidentally make them feel bad about how they're feeling. B, their energy, their negative energy, is going to come on you. And even though we're so focused on the aspect of being responsible for our own self, right? We don't want any of that negativeness, right? So walk away. That's simple. C, they're upset, so they're going to say things that they may not even mean to say, or you're going to say the wrong thing that you're not going to mean to say, and it's going to create something that you didn't even intend. So instead of trying to help them, the best way you can help them is walk away and allow them to have their moods. Reinforce yourself with positive energy. People will not be who you want them to be. They will be who they choose to be. And you need to choose. You need to decide whether or not that is okay with you. Because you are more important in your life than anybody else. Okay? So, now walk away when they're upset. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is we get so involved in a relationship that we think it has to be the one. So we do everything that we can possibly do to stay in this relationship that we already know isn't fitting. We know it doesn't fit with our lifestyle. We know it doesn't fit with our family. We know it doesn't fit with our own being, with who we are, but we're going to try and make it work anyways. And we try and try and try and try instead of seeing all the positive stuff of it, we're constantly thinking about all the stuff that's really difficult about it, And this is a big part, because we need to let go of all that. If you want the relationship to be the relationship you want, this one may not be it, and you have to be okay with it. Because if you're putting waves out there and energy out there saying, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, but you're still holding on to something you don't want, then that's already saying that you can't have what you want because you're not letting go. And you're expecting this person to fill something that you easily can fill yourself, which is your own love. So connect with yourself. Most important thing, get out in nature, sit for a minute quietly, and get to know you. Because, once you start getting to know you, you'll realize how important it has been all along. And you are so worth it, my friend. You are so worth it. So go do it today. Make an amazing day, everybody.